Hey friend, in this video, we're gonna do something a little bit different here than what you normally see on this channel. We're gonna do a little bit of art therapy. Now, I wanna disclaimer this and say I'm not a medical professional, I'm not a therapist, I'm an artist, and I happen to really enjoy painting, and it brings a lot of therapeutic qualities to my life that I wanna share with you. And just with this last year that we've all had and how busy life can get, how stressful life can get, how just much anxiety and unrest we can all be dealing with, whatever we're going through. Art can be so much of a release, so therapeutic, so calming, all of these qualities that we need in our life. And so we're going to do a couple exercises in this video that I'm going to walk you through that are going to help you kind of address your emotion that you're feeling and paint through the emotion that you're feeling, and then also do an exercise that's going to allow you to just get into that flow state. So even if you're not feeling anxious or unrest, feeling some sort of unrest right now, this is a good exercise to help you tap into that flow state, that really deep creative space where your conscious mind is turned off and you're just working through your subconscious and letting it handle the brush. Before we actually start painting and going through this video, just to share some on a personal side note, when I started painting 9 years ago, late 2012, I was really just confused about where my life was going. I was working previously at restaurants, I was working nights, living in Chicago, and we had just recently moved back to Southern California, and I was driving an hour both ways to work every day at a new office job, a cube job. I'd never worked in an office before, and I just felt like I was not where I was supposed to be. I hated my job. I hated the commute. Obviously grateful to have the job and the opportunity, but I just felt really stuck. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. Should I go back to school? What am I going to do with my life? And my relationships, I was just having a lot of personal problems with relationships and things that I was working through on a more personal side, and a lot of anxiety. I had anxiety immediately when I would wake up every morning. I had a hard time sleeping through college and my early 20s, struggled with insomnia, tried everything, went to every doctor, all of the things, and it just was not working for me. And had anxiety throughout most of my days. And then I found watercolor and I started painting and I became obsessed. And it wasn't like I found this thing, I became obsessed with this thing because I was so good at it, because I wasn't. I was just starting out, but I just became really consumed by it. I thought it felt like an escape for me. I was going to different places in my mind when I would be painting because I could just kind of turn off my brain and start picturing things and use my imagination. And it brought a lot of calm to my life. I would stay up really late painting sometimes and go right to bed and sleep. And it just really got me through some of my rougher times going through and navigating childhood trauma and relationships and what I'm going to do with my life. And here we are today. I'm an artist, which is so fun. But using that from my own experience and giving that to you is something that's really important to me because I've just noticed, have a lot of anxiety. We have a lot of stress and unrest in this day and age. And so if you're ready to go through these exercises with me, just remind yourself to have an open mind, to set the stage, make sure you're in a really calming environment, clean your desk or your space so that it stays inspiring. Maybe put on your favorite music, really mellow background music, or light your favorite smelling candle, something that's going to get you in that space of calm and help carry you through these exercises that I'm going to show you in this video. And if you're ready, let's dive in. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and just a disclaimer before I get into any of this, I'm not a doctor or a medical professional or a therapist. This isn't medical advice. Obviously, I'm just sharing my experience of what has helped me or helps me with my anxiety, my stress, and art is very therapeutic. There's a lot of resources out there online that prove that. But what I think is really, really beneficial or just calming, especially with watercolor, just the way it moves and blends, is when you're just working wet and just watching the water bleed and blend. So we're just turning off our conscious mind and letting our subconscious kind of have the brush and do what it wants with it. But the first exercise that I want you to do is to paint your emotions. Might sound woo-woo, might sound weird, but it's just an exercise. It's just like if we were to open a journal and start journaling, like writing down how we're feeling and putting words to it, but we're gonna put color and picture to it. And I'm gonna keep it really abstract because, again, I want my conscious mind to turn off and my subconscious to do the work. So if I'm sitting there and painting all these fine details, I'm putting more analytical thought into it, and my conscious mind is doing the controlling. So I just want to stay abstract. Maybe I'm feeling really anxious and I've got a lot of zigzag shapes, or maybe I'm angry and I've got deep reds in my painting. So I'm just going to paint a wash first, and then I'm just going to lay down some shapes inside of the wash with wet and wet, and just kind of paint how I'm feeling. So you can cover your whole paper with water or just do a section, but I'm going to cover my whole paper, and then I'm going to go in with the colors that I'm feeling, with my emotions. And you don't need to have it backed by, oh, red means angry, blue means anxious, or whatever. Just kind of let your mind do the choosing for you and don't overthink it. So we're not making something to make it look pretty. We're making something because it's therapeutic and because we're kind of exercising our mind in a different way. Instead of writing the way we feel, we're painting the way we feel. So this to me feels very chaotic. It feels very like there's a lot of movement happening. There's a lot of crisscrossing and bright colors. This feels like there's a lot of maybe stress and anxiety. And so that this captures maybe an internal feeling that you're feeling. Maybe you have something completely washy and calm and peaceful looking. Maybe you're not stressed. Maybe you're not anxious, or maybe you're angry and you've got really dark black or red dashes on your paper. But this is just mainly to capture your feeling, and while you're painting it, it's also very therapeutic. So once you're finished with that, the next exercise I want you to do that I think is really helpful in kind of calming your mind and calming your anxiety is just doing a very similar exercise, except instead of painting what you're feeling, we're going to paint whatever captures peace for you. So I love being at the beach, being specifically at the edge of the water in the morning, and there's no one else on the sand, there's no one else on the beach, and it's a little chilly and maybe overcast. That to me is where I feel my most calm, my most secure and peaceful. Maybe for you, it's looking at a sunset, or it's in the desert, or hiking. Wherever that place is, I want you to just make a very loose, very just the colors only wash version of that place. So for me, that's going to be an overcast, beachy scene. So I'm going to have really light, misty blue colors and greens, maybe some sand, light sand color. But I'm just going to cover my paper in these colors. It's just literally going to be strokes back and forth. So I have my size 16 brush. You can use a larger brush if you have it. A wash brush would be good. But I'm just going to take these really bold strokes, and I'm not going to think about anything. I'm just going to, again, turn my conscious mind off and just let the brush be taken over by my subconscious, and just pulling out the colors and the overall feeling of being at the beach in the morning. So the point of this is to not go back in and add details, not to sit and fuss with any moment or any little part of your painting. You're painting with your arm just as much as you're painting with your brush, so that you can really get into that flow state and turn your mind off and just let the brush take over, lay down the colors. And if it's not the right color, don't worry about it. This is not an exercise in painting something to hang it up or make it look pretty or give it to somebody. This is literally just to calm your mind and get your mind off of things and get your mind into that flow state, into deep creativity. There you go. I know that some of you out there are going to be like, but what I painted sucks. That's not the point. The point is to allow yourself the space to dive deep into that flow state, to dive deep into using your imagination, your subconscious mind, and exercising with your hand and your brush and letting that do the communication for you. So instead of writing or putting words to what you're feeling, or telling yourself to just calm down, we're gonna actually have a physical expression of that calm and that peace, or that feeling that we want to access whenever we're feeling anxious or we're feeling stressed. So do these exercises when you do feel anxiety pop up throughout your day, and maybe you have the chance or the ability to sit down and paint, because they can work so much wonders. They can work so many wonders in your life, and it's a physical, full body thing that you can do instead of just saying something in your mind over and over again, like breathe, just breathe. We can, breathe through our brush. We can breathe through these big strokes. So I hope that was helpful for you, and just keep trying it out. Keep seeing what comes up for you in both exercises, and comment below with, if this was helpful for you, comment below with what you found helpful about these exercises. Maybe if you try something else for your anxiety and a little art therapy, comment that below so we can get more ideas and encourage more people to find peace and calm in painting, because it's so therapeutic for me. I know it's therapeutic for a lot of you guys out there. So make sure you comment below what is helpful for you as well, because I would love to try it out as well. And as always, thank you so much for watching these videos and for subscribing to our YouTube channel. It means the world to us. It helps us when we're putting together all of this huge amount of video equipment, all of the editing that John does, the teaching time, and all of that we do for free. So if you enjoy these videos, if you enjoy this channel, please make sure you subscribe, because it means the world to us, and it does help our channel get out to more people, new subscribers, and helps us grow this channel and spread the word. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.